Welcome to the Prep Beat. It's Thomas Lawrence and TJ Holmes. Today we're talking about the Prep Football Media Polls out, the newest one. You know, a couple really close games this week with Shasta and Red Bluff being 1 point, Enterprise Chico 1 point. You know, those games were really close, but the top game of the week, the 1 versus 2 last week, Paradise and Foothill. Paradise just clobbered Foothill in that one.
Yeah, they did. You know, Paradise, they've been up in that #1 spot, but really solidified it by knocking off Foothill by 28 points, just running that wing tee against them like they always do. Enterprise got that 1.1 over Chico. They started out really strong, had a big 3-touchdown lead in the first half. They kind of had to fight them off, but got the win against the top 5 team. They move up to #2. Chico stays down in the #4 spot. And, you know, Shasta, which has been in that #5 all year long, they had to fight to keep it this week.
Yeah, I mean, the Red Bluff was taking some votes away from Shasta the last couple weeks, some points and everything. You know, Red Bluff really needed this win to move up into that #5 spot, really solidify, you know, that they're here to win, they're in the rankings for the first time, you know, since we've done this a few years ago. But they didn't. They lost. Shasta scored 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns from Avery Hawley to beat them by 1 point. You know, Shasta has solidified that spot, that #5 spot now, because other than that PV game, there's no way that Red Bluff's gonna be able to move up into that unless they get a win over some of the top-ranked teams in that division. You know, and then talking about securing spots and in the rankings, West Valley's #1 in Division 2. They gained 1 point and 1 first-place vote away from Sutter, their largest lead they've had since being the #1 team a few weeks ago.
Yeah, and below them, things getting a little more clear, but still a lot of questions in the 3 through 5 spots in D2. Wairika 5-0, they were idle this week, but a team we talk about every week on this video. You know, they haven't played anyone we can really gauge them against yet, but still undefeated. They get respect for that, so they're #3. Orland at #4, you know, the reigning D2 champs. And they lost this week, but they lost to Sutter. So, in people's minds, one of the top teams in the section, and they kept it closer than any team has against Sutter so far this year. So, that respect, and I think honestly their respect as a defending champ, keeps them in the rankings #4. Wheatland took care of business this week, knocked off Oroville, so they're in that #5 spot at 4-1.
Yeah, and then just kind of glancing over at some of the other notes around the divisions. Hamilton dropped out of Division 3. And then 8-man in Division 6, Loyalton moved up into the rankings at #4 for the first time this week. Then you got Pure Sports Hole and Butte Valley top, divisions, 3, 4, and 6 respectively.